Higher Learning is a show about adults learning interesting facts while under the influence of marijuana. This show is filmed in Vermont, where it is legal to smoke. The staff involved in the show want to be clear that we do not support its use by those too young or where it is illegal to partake in such behavior. While this show doesn't show the usage of drugs or use coarse language, it is not intended for children. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get to the burning and learning. All right. So, this week on Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education, I'm going to be teaching Jason, and I promised this last week, about Star Wars facts, because it is the end of April, but next week will be just past the 4th, because the 4th will be Thursday. We'll be recording the next one on the 5th, so like Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do for May the 4th be with you, 25 Star Wars facts. And he is definitely inebriated from his edibles, I can tell. So don't mind him as he eats.
I'll be out soon, so don't worry.
So let's give him these 25 facts and see if he can remember next week when I quiz him, so he can either puff pass
or puff fail. Yeah,
which is normally the case. The R2-D2 we all know and love speaks in beeps and whistles, but in the original draft from 1974, R2-D2 spoke English and was a jerk.
Oh.
For one example, he said to C-3PO in the script, "You're nothing more than a dim-witted, emotion-brained intellectual. Why you were created is beyond my logic systems."
That sounds like something C-3PO would have said, but yeah, all right.
George Lucas considered making an ending for Return of the Jedi that was much darker. Luke takes Vader's mask off and puts it on and says, "Now I'm Vader."
Oh.
And turns to the dark side. Before Yoda was created by master Muppeteer Frank Oz, they planned to dress up an actual monkey in a Yoda costume and mask. There are photos of a monkey in training with a hideous Yoda mask prototype.
I'm glad the puppet thing happened because eek.
Carrie Fischer slapped Oscar Isaac more than 40 times on the first day of shooting Last Jedi, just to get it right.
You know,
and he's
whatever
like,
it takes.
Actually slapped me over 40 times. Most people believe that Boba Fett first appeared in Empire Strikes Back, but hardcore fans know that it happened earlier in what?
The holiday special.
Right.
I got
Wrong.
that one right.
Nope. Wrong. The first time anyone saw Boba Fett was September 24th, 1978, during the San Anselmo County Fair Parade in California.
He made an appearance at a fair first.
Yep. Before the holidays. It does. It was the first time he appeared to the public. Samuel L. Jackson had his lightsaber engraved with 2 words, or one compound word, I guess. It's Sam Jackson. I don't think I need to tell you what it said.
I know. I knew that. I saw that recently.
The original Darth Vader is banned from Star Wars events. David Prowse revealed on his website he's been banned from all Lucasfilm-associated events, which includes conventions and other Star Wars celebrations. He complained a lot when he found out that they changed his voice, and he complained a lot when they hired yet another guy to be his face when they revealed him.
Yeah.
Like, he was Darth Vader except for his voice and his face.
Like, he walked around in that suit and sweat for all that time.
Like, I don't get it. I don't blame him for being mad. The first Star Wars almost caused an actual war. Lucas filmed in Tunisia. Tunisia has a border with Libya, which at the time was ruled by a dictator now named Muammar Gaddafi. I remember that name from the 80s. The Tunisian government or whatever received threats from Gaddafi. Tunisian, that's what I meant. If they didn't remove the military vehicle from the border, that military vehicle was actually a Jawa sandcrawler.
Oh.
So it actually almost caused bombings. Actor Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca, had to be chaperoned by bodyguards in bright vests to protect him from hunters because in costume, they were worried he'd be mistaken for a bear. But even more hilariously, the bodyguards had to protect him from people searching for Bigfoot.
Ooh. That'll do it.
He looked more like Bigfoot than a bear, you know? Sir Alec Guinness, who played Obi-Wan, hated Star Wars. In his autobiography, A Positively Final Appearance, he recalls meeting a young fan who asked for an autograph and said, "I saw Star Wars 100 times. He agreed to give the child an autograph, but only if he never watched the movie again." He said the kid cried.
Wow.
Yep. These are...
Messed
there
up.
are several direct references to The Godfather in the franchise because George Lucas is friends with Francis Ford Coppola and did some work on The Godfather. The most evocative visual reference is in Jedi when Leia strangles Jabba with her chain, mirroring the death of Luca Brasi in a connection that was very deliberate according to the official Star Wars site.
Makes sense.
In Sync was originally an Attack of the Clones, or was supposed to be, but Lance Bass and Justin Timberlake passed. The rest of the band agreed and suited up as Jedi Knights. They even took part in an actual battle.
That's cool.
Nobody says the word Ewok in any point in Return of the Jedi. People knew what they were called from the toys.
Oh.
The script said it, but like they never said it in the like. That was just like direction for the actors that said it. It's like, you're going to face an Ewok, you know. The Porgs were not originally part of the script that they were in. They were a last-minute addition by Rian Johnson when he learned that their shooting location, the Irish island of Skellig Michael, is filled with hundreds of very friendly and not at all camera-shy puffins. It was easier to change the puffins to look like these Porgs than to remove them completely.
Nice.
So they just
That's
made up a creature.
awesome.
Yeah. Darth Maul barely blinks. He does blink, but rarely in Phantom Menace. The red contact lenses that Ray Park wore made it difficult and painful to blink, but it was also decided that it was good for the character. Chewbacca's voice is a mixture of badger, lion, seal, and walrus. Chewbacca didn't have articulated lips. He could basically open and close his mouth. So they had to create a sound that would be believable coming from a mouth operated like that.
All right.
Princess Leia was almost played by a sitcom star. Laverne and Shirley star Cindy Williams auditioned, and you can find her screen test on YouTube.
Which one is that? The taller one?
Shirley, the shorter one.
Okay.
No, not Laverne. No, they wanted someone semi-attractive, and Laverne was not.
Right.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan's communicator was actually made from a resin cast of a Gillette Ladies Sensor XL razor. So their communicator was a woman's leg razor.
Okay. Why not?
Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford partied with members of Monty Python and the Rolling Stones while filming Empire Strikes Back. Ford and Fisher arrived for the morning shoot without any sleep, and their scene that they had to do was first meeting Lando.
Ooh.
But they were smiling, because wouldn't you if you just partied all night with the Rolling Stones? I'd be pretty smiley too.
And Monty Python?
And Monty Python, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
A 10-year-old Han Solo was almost in Revenge of the Sith. There was a scene written but cut before filming.
Well.
Boba Fett's face was revealed in Empire Strikes Back. Jeremy Bulloch was sitting around in the Boba Fett outfit and was asked, "Would you mind playing an Imperial officer?" because there was no one around to play the part. So you'll see the actor's face as a different character. But people always wonder, what's Boba look like under there? Well, you could actually see in a different character.
Except what if it was some weird makeup that they put on him because he's not human?
Anyway, most Star Wars fanatics already know that Yoda's full name in the original script was Minch Yoda. But in the very early writing stages, it wasn't Yoda. It was Buffy.
Well, change is good.
Yes, Buffy would have been a bad name for him.
Right, because Buffy's already taken for that vampire girl.
I mean, that was years later, so
it doesn't
sure.
matter.
The small Polynesian island of Niue, I don't know, 1,500 miles off the coast of New Zealand, is the only place on the planet you can pay for goods and services using collectible coins with Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, and other Star Wars characters. They accept
Star Wars money?
They accept fake money, coins that were just collector's items as
real
money
there?
Yep. The first screenplay Lucas turned in was more than 200 pages long. The average length of a screenplay is 95 to 125.
Oh, my goodness.
Right. So Lucas removed the final 2 acts and presented the first act as the finished story, and then the other 2 became the other 2 movies.
3, right, sure.
Robert Englund encouraged Mark Hamill to audition for Star Wars. Freddy Krueger got us our Luke Skywalker. Robert Englund auditioned for the role of Han Solo, but was too young for the part. He was in his late 20s at the time.
I wouldn't like that.
Which didn't stop him from suggesting his friend Mark to audition for the film. He said, "Hey, Lucas is doing a space movie. Maybe you're right for it. The lead guy's a teenager." So Mark got on the phone to his agent, and I think he went up the next day and he nailed it. The rest is history, according to Freddy Krueger.
Nice.
And that's 25 facts about Star Wars. So,
well, that went by quick.
Hopefully he will remember anything next week.
Hopefully.
But tune in to find out when I quiz him on this if he's going to puff, puff, pass.
Or puff, puff, fail.